connection, compassion, confidence. Fellow Toastmasters, honored guests, newly arrived Toastmasters, my name is Vicky Graham, and this is my story, my icebreaker. And I want to take you back in time a little bit to when I was rocking a side pony. It's a few decades ago. I had big padded shoulders, and I can relate to the two of you because I was a shy, soft-spoken little thing. And I had a dream. I wanted to go into a career where I knew I'd be talking to people. I didn't know how I was going to do it. So my teacher, one of my high school teachers, suggested Toastmasters. Yes. My first meeting, I felt a connection to so many people in that room. We sat around a table at Denny's, American Institution Diner. And my first round robin, I said, Vicky. And that was and I sat back down. I was sweating profusely. But I did it. And I felt this compassion. Compassion for myself, compassion from all the people, and connection. And so over the years, through Toastmasters, I ended up with a career. And I was really a baby. I didn't take my hair and put it up in a bun so that my patients would know I wasn't a teenager. And I learned how to speak a little bit better. And I had a technique, the watering technique for eye contact. Contact everybody in the room. Slowly got a little more sophisticated over the years. And I felt some confidence. Got a little older, didn't have to wear a bun so much. And one day I actually got asked to speak for money. Oh, confidence. Back in the gutter. What did I do? I went back to connection. I connected with the audience. My heart pounding. Made my eye contact. Tick. I felt a little braver. And as I was speaking, I saw something in the distance. I knew they were recording me, but I didn't know I would see my own image on a screen. No, Mayday. And I kept looking, and I just decided everyone over here was dead to me. And I just scanned this part of the room. And I was able to make it as a physical therapist. In America, we don't call it physios, we call it physical therapists. And let me tell you, the physical is real. I work with people after stroke, brain injury. I really loved trauma, and that involves a lot of heavy lifting and moving legs and sweating and helping people sit up. And after about 10, 15 years of that, I went home and, oh man, my back was hurting. And there just wasn't enough planks in the world to get me fit enough to think I was going to make it through this career. And I thought, I think I'm going to have to do a little more of this and a little less of this. So I went back to school, and I got a doctorate, and I went into academia so I could teach. A little more brain, a little less brawn. Guess what? Confidence. Back in the toilet again. I went into the rooms, and the students expected me to know how to teach. They don't teach you that when you get your doctorate. They just make you do research. I didn't know what I was doing, and they were staring at me. We're paying a lot of money, lady. What are you going to teach us? I don't know. Guess what? Connection. I went back and I remembered, what was it like to be a student in a classroom? That fear, that terror. I knew what to do. All I had to do was connect. Compassion, connection. And I decided to be honest with them. And so I talked about all the things I did wrong when I was in my career. All the mistakes I made. And the patients that fell. Even the time the patient fell and I landed right on top of him. And I realized that's the way I built my confidence. So you asked me, what do you do back now, lady? You had an academic career, you managed to stop eye contact in people. Well, I have to tell you, one more C came into my life, COVID. And suddenly, no more live audience. A scream. Oh no, and let me tell you, I have to give you a little context. About 6 months before COVID hit, my university bought Zoom. And we had our first Zoom meeting. And I couldn't figure out how to get my screen sharing to turn off. And I had my laptop on the floor and everyone was looking up my nose and yelling at me. And I swore I would never use Zoom again. Guess what? I didn't get a choice. Zoom teaching. No audience, students staring at me, not knowing what buttons to push. And then I listened to myself on lectures, and I was umming and ahhing, and I was flat and boring, and I thought, good Lord, what happened to me? So I'm back to become a Toastmaster. Thank you.